Mikko, yeah, that was your first ever Stanley Cup playoff victory. Can you just speak to what that means to you? And can you compare it to your KHL experiences in the playoffs?
Uh, First, it was big win for the team. We really needed to come back for the series, and of course, it's a different situation now. You can't really compare because we never play without fans and this kind of situation. So it's new situation for everyone, but same for all.
Next question, Rob Tichkowski, Edmonton Sun. Rob, go ahead.
A couple for Ryan. Normally, you guys would be heading back to Chicago for games 3 and 4, and now it's just another game in an empty building. How much does this no home ice advantage kind of change the dynamic of things? And secondly, how much do you miss what that building would have sounded like last night?
Yeah, definitely. It's a lot different now. We don't change hotels. We don't travel or anything like that. So when we're playing on the same sheet the whole time, so it does take out a little bit of the home ice advantage. But yeah, I mean, like you said, it would have been rocking last night, and it would have been a lot of fun to have the fans in there cheering us on.
Next question, Tim Campbell. Tim, as soon as your microphone's active, you can go ahead. Go ahead, Tim. Okay, we'll go to the next one. Curtis Withers, Canadian Press. Curtis, go ahead.
Hi, this is for any of the players. Obviously, captains are expected to lead, but when you see sort of a performance like Connor's last night, and especially stepping up when the team really needed him, how does that really affect the rest of the players in the lineup?
I think it gives us a big boost. I mean, he comes out and he's flying like that the first couple shifts. You want to follow right along. So we know he can do that at any given moment. And for him to do that in a huge game like that last night, I mean, it definitely it makes you, raises your energy level. And I thought that the whole team responded well.
We'll try again with Tim Campbell. As soon as your microphone's active, go ahead, Tim.
Hi, Ryan. Wondering, given that you've seen all of Connor McDavid's goals, where you would rank goal number 2 in last night's game on your personal list of Connor favorites?
Yeah, it's definitely got to be up there. Given the time of the game, given obviously the type of game it is or it was, and I mean just his explosive speed. We know how fast he can be, but for him to be able to control a puck like that and then put it top shelf on the backhand. I mean, it's not an easy thing to do. So it's and like I said, the type of game it was, it's got to be up there for sure.
Next question, Mark Spector. Mark, as soon as your microphone's active, you can go ahead. And problem with the microphone. Go to the next question to Daniel Nugent. Oh, Daniel Nugent-Bowman, go ahead.
Yeah, this is a question for Ryan, but Andreas, if you can chime in too, that would be great. I know Ryan, after the first game, you mentioned the ice might not be the greatest, given that it is a game in August. I'm just curious what your thoughts are on that. And as skilled guys, does it change anything in your game? How do you kind of approach things, and what kind of adjustments do you make when the ice isn't maybe as it might be in the middle of January?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's going to be tough conditions a little bit, and just with the amount of games that are being played on, and it's a little bit tough. But I think everyone has to deal with it. So it's even playing ground, and it's just something you work through. You keep it a little more simple, and just like I said, just keep it simple out there on that ice.
Okay, Mark Spector, your microphone's open. Go ahead.
All right, thanks. Sorry, must be an internet problem. Andreas, so you mentioned the ice. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to really kind of go over Connor's second goal the way everyone online has been doing it today, but I just wonder what an NHL player who's playing on that ice, who's playing at that speed, thinks about, pulling a puck out of the air, bouncing it all the way up the ice, flattening it out right at the bottom of the circle and shooting it upstairs like he did on the backhand short side. Like, given all the ice conditions and the speed of the game and how good everybody is, what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty unbelievable. Obviously, just from the start to finish, being able to carry the speed, carry the puck at that speed, and be able to, make such a precise shot and such a little open area is pretty unbelievable. And that's why he's best in the world. And just the abilities to make that play is it's unbelievable.
Next question will be to John Dietz. John, as soon as your microphone's active, go ahead.
Hey, this question's for Mikko. Mikko, I'm just curious as a goaltender, Corey's only been back for about 7 days with the Blackhawks. How difficult, can you put yourself in his shoes, and how difficult would it be for you to come back after a summer off, basically 7 days worth of preparation, and then be asked to play, a couple games? How rusty do you think you'd be? Would it be very difficult?
Yeah, I would assume so. It's tough. Even we had like 4 weeks or whatever. So 1 week, it's pretty impressive how good he still is.
Next question, Ryan Rashog. Ryan, as soon as your microphone's active, you can ask your question.
For Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, just looking at James Neal and the energy he seems to have brought really in both games. He's been deep into the playoffs multiple times, Ryan. I just wonder if what he is sort of showing is what is required to go deep into the playoffs, and how that can maybe rub off on everybody else that hasn't been that deep.
Yeah, for sure. He's one of the more experienced guys when it comes to playoffs on our team. So he's definitely a leader in that aspect. And I thought the last 2 games he's been a driving force for us. And I think that whole line is. Last night, I mean, they're physical, they're hard to play against, and I mean, getting a couple goals there at a huge time of the game. I mean, that was so big for us. And James, I mean, he, like you said, he knows what it takes to get to deep in the playoffs. So I mean, we got to listen to him. And there's a lot of young guys on this team who haven't been in the playoffs or been that far in the playoffs. So I mean, we definitely look to him for his experience.
Next question, Rob Tychkowski, Edmonton Sun. Go ahead, Rob.
Hi, for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Game 1, you guys obviously weren't very good. Game 2, much better. Do you just throw away Game 1 as an aberration and you guys have found your game, or is consistency something that you guys are going to have to address and make a focus?
We definitely want to remember, I mean, what it was like that first game. I mean, we can't just throw it away. We know that we have to be a lot sharper, and we showed that last night. When we get back to our game, we simplify things. We play as 5 guys all around the ice. I mean, it's hard to play against, and that's what gave us success all throughout the season. And game, I mean, we kind of got away from that, and that's a team over there that can capitalize when you do. So we learn from that. We can't throw it away, but definitely can learn from it and move on.
Next question for Tim Campbell. Tim, as soon as your microphone's active, you can go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry, Andrew, I forgot to lower my hand.
Oh, okay. Next question then will be Jim Matheson. Jim, go ahead as soon as your microphone's active.
Yeah, this is for Andreas. Andreas, you didn't play very much in the first game and all the penalties and such. And then in the second game, you got a little bit more work. How difficult is it for a player like you, who's such a good skater and good with the puck, to be sitting there a long time, not on the penalty kill, and you're on the second power play unit?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously those penalties are tough, and just kind of staying ready, making sure your legs are good to go, and whenever you step on that ice, you got to be ready to go. And that's all I try to do is whenever I get on that ice is go out there and work and just do the best I can to help the team.
Next question, Terry Jones. Go ahead, Terry. As soon as your microphone's activated, go ahead.
Mikko, can you just articulate some of your favorite experiences from the KHL playoffs?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yes, can you articulate some of your favorite experiences from the KHL playoffs?
Favorite experience.
So your favorite experiences from in the KHL.
Yeah. Sorry, I think that when you lift the cup, I think that's the favorite experience. So that's the ultimate goal. Win the cup.
Okay, next question to Mark Spector. Mark, as soon as your microphone's active, you can go ahead.
So you guys, you know, you're back in this thing. It's a best of three, right? Is there some value in having seen yourselves maybe, I don't want to say at your worst, but you guys weren't close to as good as you can be in game one. You turn it up, you win a game in game two. I'd ask Ryan, like, you've been up and down this roller coaster in Edmonton for a long time. Now that you got the series 1-1 and you've sort of righted your ship, you feel like, you know what, you guys are in a pretty good place, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we went out last night and we did what we wanted to do. We simplified things and got the job done. But I mean, neither was saying it kind of right after the game. We can't get too high, can't get too low. It's you got to have the same mentality every single game because I mean, every game's a fresh start. So I thought we did a good job of that last night after not one of our best games in game one for sure. And going into tomorrow, we have to have that same mindset. We can't be feeling too good about ourselves after one game. I mean, it's still a long way to go to win the series. So we got to have the same mentality and just keep pushing here.
We have three media with questions, so we'll take those three questions, then conclude the conference. We have Paul Gazzola up next. Go ahead, Paul, as soon as your microphone's active, go ahead.
Hey guys, Andreas, Coach Tippett said that was the best game he had seen you play in an Oilers uniform. How encouraging is it to hear that, and how comfortable do you feel in an Oilers sweater?
Yeah, it's obviously, I think anytime you hear that, it's definitely a confidence booster. But, I just try to go out there and, do the best I can. Obviously, we have, 4 good lines right now, and, you can see yesterday all 4 were going pretty good. So it's a good feeling to be a part of that, and let's just keep going. We have another game coming up, and just try to do the same thing.
Next question to Jason Gregor. Jason, go ahead.
Mikko, can you talk about the penalty killers and just, their role yesterday in shot blocking? The only shots that got through, none of them, I think, were within 30 feet. And obviously that makes it easier, but it seemed they were back kind of in sync on the PK. And do you almost expect certain shots to be blocked on that unit?
Yeah, I think our PK was unreal yesterday. All the guys who played there, they sacrificed themselves, and so many huge blocks there. And I think that was one of the biggest keys if you compare for the first game, and they played unreal PK.
Next and final question to Jim Matheson. Jim, as soon as your microphone's active, you can ask your question.
This is for Andreas. 2 questions. One, you're fast. You're probably in the top half dozen skaters in the league. How did you think you'd do in a race with Connor? And the other question I have for you is the 50-50 winner last night, the pool was $3 million. You just laugh at that and say, this is hockey in Edmonton. What would the 50-50 be in Detroit?
I don't think it'd be that much. It's kind of funny whenever we come to, Canadian teams and play Canadian games. Our team would sometimes put in a little bit of a money pool and join in on the 50-50 on some of them. So it's pretty impressive to see. Obviously, you see how supportive the fan base is, and that's obviously it's a really cool thing to see. And to the first part, that guy's really fast. I don't know. It's crazy. He's so explosive every single night, and watching that, it's just something for me. I see that, and I just try to push myself to try to keep up as best as I can.
Thank you very much to Mikko, Andreas, and Ryan. That brings to a conclusion today's media availability. Thank you.